So we're on the last day of practice here. How have you managed to avoid sort of the distractions that come along with taking your whole operation somewhere else and all the media demands and everything else that goes on with that?
Yeah, it's been a challenge. Our players, I think, have handled it well. You try to let them see and do some things on the front end, and then as you get closer to game time, try to rein them in a little bit more. And I thought we were really sharp today mentally. I think the guys looked rested. I was really pleased with the way we moved around today. I thought we looked fast, and we're going to need to be able to play fast tomorrow. And so I was pleased. I think our guys are actually in a pretty good spot. The way we had some challenges early with the rain and some of the things that we had to do early, but I think in some ways that probably got us fresh and got us here in a pretty good place.
So you're playing a team with a new head coach in Rolovich. They'll be changing up a little bit. How do you account for the differences that are expected? Do you take some of what you see in Nevada's offense and sort of apply it here?
Yeah, we've had to prepare for a lot of different things. I mean, he's got a pretty varied background. I mean, he's been in a run and shoots system before. He's been in a pistol system before. So we've looked at both, and luckily we had a good amount of time to prepare. We've really kind of been working on these guys for about 2 weeks. And so we've been able to show our guys a lot of different looks. We're not exactly sure what it's going to look like. It could kind of be a hybrid of both of the styles of play. And then defensively, it's been a little bit of the same thing. We expect to see what we saw a lot from Boston College last year, which is about 65-70% man-free. Pretty exotic with some of the blitzes and very aggressive play. Challenge with the corners and down on in. So we'll see. They did a really good job at Boston College. Like I said, they didn't play scared. They played very aggressive style of defense. So we anticipate seeing that tomorrow.
You've got an interesting blend of veteran players and some young guys that are going to play key roles, not at a necessity necessarily, but because they've kind of played their way into that position. How do you feel like they're going to adjust in a unique situation like this?
Yeah, it is. It is kind of an interesting team in that we have some younger guys that aren't playing because they have to. They're just playing because they've earned the right to play. They performed well and they have good athleticism and tremendous upside. Now they're still young players, and there's always some growing pains with those guys. It doesn't matter who they are. There's always a little bit of maturing that takes place during the first ball game, especially. So, we've got the key for us early is always execution, whether it's on defense or offense or special teams. I mean, that's what ultimately will determine how successful we're going to be tomorrow. So, to execute at a high level, and guys do their jobs, and young players have a tendency to try to do too much sometimes, and I think we have to guard against that. But just go out and do your job, and have fun playing the game, and play with the toughness and determination that they've shown so far during fall camp. If we do that.
The thought in coming out here on such a monumental type road trip was that there'd be a lot of team bonding that would go on through the process. After 5 days of practicing here, do you feel like sort of that mission is accomplished?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think anytime people share experiences, I think it does bring them closer together. And so, we've had chances to see and do things that we don't normally do and see, and so, that has a tendency to bring guys together, and just the amount of time they spend around each other, I think, has been significant. So, I've liked what I've seen so far. I see guys that maybe I haven't seen hanging out together or hanging together, and it just seems like that, this is a tight football team. I think the guys get along. I think they like each other. I think they're unselfish, and I think that contributes, to any good organization. A lot of it has to do with being selfish and making sacrifices, and these guys have done it.